Welcome back to Grandma Sims. Be sure to grab this house from the gallery and decorate along with me. Let's make it fun, cozy, and creative. So if you've been decorating along, we have already done the cupside part of the cafe and the cafe part of the cupcake cafe, and now we are in the back. We are just designating the areas for the employees only, which is going to be these 3 yellow areas we talked about, and the 2 back doors for the employee entrances. And today in this video we're going to be doing the employee lounge area, the 2 bathrooms, and this walkway area through to the other side. So this, well, first we're going to move the rug out of the way. So this little employee lounge is going to be just as cute and comfortable and cozy as the rest of the build. I used the same wallpaper as I did on the cupcake side, but I did put a different floor in here. I really wanted to go with this hardwood floor. Customers can't see it, but it's easy to clean. Yeah, that rug. Look, still, look. Oh, there. It's easy to clean, but it still keeps our vibe with the rest of the building. This is not a very large area. It's a small employee lounge. It's going to have a coffee maker, a fridge, and a little table with the cutest little chairs to sit at. I did not want to put a sofa in this area. I don't want to encourage any of the Sims sleeping in the employee area. But I do know, and I have found out, in the industrial build, we did not put in a employee area or staff area, whatever you want to call it. And it does make a difference. I'm hoping to see a difference in this build because we did include one. But the employees do have a tendency to kind of complain that they're getting tired and you have to shut down. So I'm hoping that it's going to make a difference having an employee area. So these counters, I knew I wanted these counters, but I am going to end up playing around with them quite a bit. I don't know why they bugged me. And maybe I should have took them out and did something else, but they did bug me. And in the end, it's all good. It's just sometimes when you're building, you get a little too close to what's happening. So sometimes you got to take a step back. And I do that quite a bit when I'm building. I know there's a point after how many hours I've been building. I'm not going to say how many hours I've been building. Let's say it's a lot. I have to stop. I know when I have to stop. I can see it in my decorating that it's not going the way I want it to go. And it's time to take a break. And as long as you know your limitations and you know that that's what's happening, it gives you a minute. It gives me some time. I think about it. I sleep on it. And I come back with fresh eyes, and all of a sudden, there it is, what I was looking for the whole time. So here's this cutest little table. That is from high school years. But the little chairs are from businesses and hobbies. And they're so adorable with this table. just absolutely fell in love with those little chairs. So this is their space. They can come back, they can get their coffee, they can get a little snack, they have a microwave, they can clean up. And like I said, I'm really hoping that this is going to make a difference in the gameplay, because I did not include one in the last build. But I'm hoping in this build it makes a difference. There's going to be a bulletin board for scheduling with a calendar on it. There's going to be some cleaning supplies, maybe their aprons or their uniforms. Yeah, this is just me playing with these cupboards. I should have known. I should have just known. And I think it's going to help. I have seen, yes, I watch Sims videos. We all do. That's why we're here. And just in watching some other builds, I have actually, because I watch what's going on in the build, or the gameplay, or whatever I'm watching. A lot of times I'm paying attention, but I'm not paying attention. I'm looking at what's going on behind what's going on. So none of that makes sense except for my own head. I'm sorry. But anyway, I have seen employees using employee lounges when they've been put in. So I'm hoping that's going to work for me also. This cute little yellow rug helps pull in some of those colors from the rest of the build. The yellow cabinets that we had, that we do have on both the cupcake side and the cafe side. So these little pops of yellow are helping to pull the whole build together. Very uniform. So this is just a really great place. And it does give the employees access to both sides of the cafe and the cupcake side, which is great. And like I did say in the other video, you're going to want to make one minor adjustment so that the employees can get around. But other than that, this feels like the rest of our cafe. I would think employees would be happy to work here. Their environment is so homey, and the owner wants them to feel like they're a part of this place, and put their heart and soul into this place. Just a few things up here, some cups and some plastic cups and things just for them to get their snacks with. Those little pink ones. That pulls in a little bit of the yellow in the plates, and that green, but I'm okay with that. But the pink and the yellow in the plates, that pulls in from the rest of the build, color-wise. So I do put in 3 of the burglar alarms. One at the front door, which you saw in another video. One on the other side, on the cupcake side, at that back door. And then I'm going to put another one at this back door. So those are the 3 doors leading into this build, which I believe that covers everything we need. So I didn't feel the need to put anything, any of those alarms upstairs in the owner's loft. I just don't think the burglar would get that far without one of these alarms going off. So here is that scheduling board for the employees to keep their schedule on, maybe ask for their days off. Maybe their badges. I was thinking this could be, you know, their work assignments for the day, with their names on them. So, you know, maybe they're making the cupcakes today, or maybe they're on cleanup today, or maybe they're, you know, cleanup and they, you know, fixing things that break down. Somebody's making candy. However you want your employees, I just feel like that look like they're like they would pick up their work assignments for the day. Some little aprons that would be go with the rest of the business. Pick up their apron. I haven't set dress code. What do you want to call it? I haven't set that for this build for employees. That was something I would have to go in and do. But I think having those pink aprons would be really gorgeous. Really go with this build. So before we get to decorating our bathrooms, go ahead and hit that like and subscribe button. We've got almost the whole downstairs done, and we are going to be moving up to the owner's lounge. It is a whole build in and of itself. So kitchen, living, bedrooms, bathrooms, everything that you would find in a regular house is upstairs in the owner's area. So you're definitely going to want to stick around to finish that. So this is that walkthrough area, and we are going to come back and decorate that. At first I wasn't going to, because it is just a walkthrough area, but my OCD kicked in and I had to do it. So we'll come back to that in a minute. So these little bathrooms, even though they're small, they're only little 2x2 each. And you know, after I got done doing this, I'm like, well, I'm kind of an idiot. I could have made one and just copied it over to the other, but I went back and forth. So if you don't want to feel my pain, just do the one on one side, copy it, pop it over on the other side. They are absolutely identical. There is nothing different about them. This very cute little tile we're using in here. It has the pink, and if you look in the middle, it has the little squares of blue, so we're pulling in both of our colors, but it's adding another color. It's adding this purple color, which then we pulled into the walls. So the walls, they're almost pink, but they have some lavender in them. So it pulls those colors from that floor. So that keeps our whole build cohesive as far as coloring goes. We didn't pull in another color from space somewhere. We made it so that the colors all fit our cozy, comfortable vibe that we're going for with this build. Now, even though these bathrooms are small, there's no reason that they can't be cute. These soft colors, these cozy lighting, and it's not overly decorated. These are just guest bathrooms. But we're gonna put a really special decoration on the wall here in a minute. Of course, because these are guest bathrooms, we're putting in the hand soap and the paper towels. From Get to Work, I want to say. I like putting those in almost all of my public bathrooms. I think you would see them in any public bathroom anyway. The one thing in these bathrooms that you're going to see here in a minute, which I'm very excited for you to see, is the wall art. It is not subtle in any way, shape, or form, but it is awesome. If I went in a bathroom and that was in there, I think, funny to say, I would sit there and stare at it all day. Very cute. Just putting the trash cans in for the paper towels. So we didn't have to do anything too elaborate, but these bathrooms are definitely not boring. Putting in little pink rugs. So I think Sims that come here, they're gonna see the effort. So here we go. We're gonna put this tree. Look at this. Oh, with the pink flowers and the bluebirds, and we're gonna put one in each bathroom. How freaking adorable is that? If you don't like it, you don't, but I love it. I absolutely love it. It is just enough in these bathrooms to make them pop. And then one other little piece of art on the wall. Put in a little bit more lighting. Not too much. These lights are actually subtle, so that's okay. They're also not the same. Anybody else seeing that? They're not the same. The other ones are down lower. Yep, the other ones are down lower. All right, fix that. If you're building along right now, fix that. Don't let that happen. For goodness sakes, sometimes I wonder. So as I was building the bathrooms, like I said, this little corner, of course, my OCD kicked in, and I had to decorate this little corner. I know it is just the entry, well, to pass through back and forth between the two sides, but it's also an entry going upstairs to the owner's area. So I thought it would be something where the owner had their own personal clutter, where they drop their stuff either on their way in or on their way out, or they were on their way out and something happened at the cafe and they needed to, drop their stuff for a second while they ran in to see what was going on. So I just made this little clutter area. I don't think anything in this area. I think I put in the umbrellas. That's about it in this area that might be actually usable for the sim. The rest of it is just clutter. It was just to help tell the story of who lives here, help make it feel cozy even in the smallest of little corners here under the stairs. And yeah, Sims respond to these types of things, so I like to include them. I mean, I really could have just stuck a plant in the corner and be done, and that would be good too. But I'm telling a story with this cafe, and this owner had, very busy person, works out and put some workout stuff, so that this is where they either grab their workout stuff on their way out the door or they dropped it on their way back in from the gym. Yeah, there's the umbrella stand. That would probably be the only thing that would be functional back here. Drop their little keys off. The grocery bag, that was the other thing. Okay, that is actually a functional gameplay object where you can order groceries. So yes, that is definitely functional back here also. These adorable little photos that we got with that new kit. It really represent this build and the cafe portion of this build. Sometimes when I come across random stuff, I just throw it in. So I threw in an exit sign. So I'm just putting a bulletin board up here. Maybe what happened in the bakery today, how much did we sell, how much produce do we need to order, those kinds of things. Just more business stuff. And then that makes, it does help the build. It makes it even cuter than it already is. So please don't forget, download this build. If you want to catch up, watch the other videos. Otherwise, we'll be moving to the owner's left. And keep it creative, keep it cozy. And I will see you for the next build.